Look at the two of you dancing that way, lost in the moment and each other's face.
Hi.
Lorne?
Yeah.
What's up with these messages?
Well, what's up with you not answering the phone and ignoring me all day yesterday and shit? What the hell's going on with you?
Lorne, I mean, you. Every time I think that you can't get more selfish, you.
Oh, bullshit. Selfish is leaving me hanging all day.
Lorne, I had a serious knee injury yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I was at the doctor all day yesterday.
And you couldn't have
and
texted
having
me.
my family wheel me around. No, Lorne, I was not at my phone.
I can't believe that there wasn't more times where you couldn't have sent me a message yesterday letting me know, I'm having a rough time right now. I'm at the hospital all day. And if you're at the hospital all day, why wouldn't you be able to text me more?
Again, Lorne, I did not have my phone on me. I was with my family trying to figure out why my knee keeps failing. Both knees now.
Both knees now. What the hell happened to your ankle?
Nothing happened to my ankle. See, you don't listen. I have never...
No, I asked you yesterday, I said ankle. You still never said anything about your knee to me.
Lorne, at 11:06, Lorne, at 11:06 yesterday, 11:06 a.m., I said I injured my knee last night.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, so then why...
You said you had a crack, and then I asked you broke your ankle?
Where did you get ankle from? You realize those are two different parts of the body, right?
I do realize this, because that's what when you said you had a crack, you said you were running in place. The
crack was my knee.
I said you broke your ankle?
Lorne, the crack was my knee.
You didn't tell me that yesterday.
Lorne, I said I was I said I injured my knee. You said, how did I do that? I said I was lightly jogging in place, and I heard and felt a loud crack. Since then, I can't put much weight on it.
Well,
does it matter if it was my ankle? Does it matter if it was my knee? Or does it matter if it was my elbow? The point is, I had an injury. I had to go to the doctor. My family took me to the doctor. And I was not able to message you or call you because I'm worried about my joints and not about messaging you what's going on. There were many people.
And you said you had a doctor appointment at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I had a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock, but guess what? I went out, bought a wheelchair. A wheelchair was purchased for me. I had to leave early because it took me about 15 minutes to get to the car. I don't need an alibi as to why I didn't call you, okay? I didn't call you. Lorne, I'm
not asking for an alibi. I'm asking to send me a message every now and then instead of leaving me hanging.
Lorne, I'm going to say this
I've asked you that many times before, and you still do the same shit.
Okay, I'm going to say this as plainly as I can, and it's not going to sound nice, but it's going to sound true. Lorne, you are not the most important thing in my life. You're not even close, okay?
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah,
you're
not even close to the most important thing in my life. And right now, one of the most important things in my life is fixing my knee.
Well, it should be.
So,
but still, a little work to me would help. First, when I send you a message, I'm trying to call you a few times all day, and you still don't friggin' send me anything.
Lorne, you were not a priority yesterday. There are days when you're not going to be a priority. You were not a priority yesterday. My body, my physical health is and was the priority yesterday for everyone.
You asked me to text you, please, and I texted you.
And then I messaged you back. Lorne, I had an injury. I had a knee injury. A very serious knee injury that caused me to have to miss the rest of my workout because I couldn't even, work through it and then ice it. It wasn't even, lightly like that.
What did they tell you about your knee?
And I'm now, oh, you know what? It's funny because we've been on the phone almost 5 minutes, and now you're
my
just
God.
asking about what happened or what they told me.
I asked you yesterday. You never answered me.
They did x-rays, and they're going to be doing MRIs because they don't know, with both knees, they don't know anything until they look at the picture.
They don't know why it cracked?
No, they don't know why any of this happened until they look at the pictures. And I am going to be out of work for most likely another week.
Oh, no, I would think so.
Yeah, it's not exactly how I. Yeah, it's not exactly how I.
It wouldn't be longer.
To spend what?
I'm surprised it wouldn't be longer.
I mean, I have no prediction on what. I just don't know. I'm looking at it week by week basis, and I don't see myself going back to work next week.
You know, I would think it would be longer. Knee is pretty. I don't know. I would think it'd be longer than a week. I don't think a knee heals quite as fast as a bone does. I'm over in the Mons right now. I'm sitting on the driveway. She's going to be taking care of Uncle Rich. Yeah, cancer in his liver and his pancreas, and they think that he might have it in his stomach, too. So Mom's bringing the hospital bed over here in Mom's today. This afternoon, I got to clear stuff out for Mom. I'll help her clear some stuff out, then I got to go reverse for her. Sorry if I sound selfish.
Lorne, you don't sound selfish. You are selfish. That's who you are.
Oh, I don't like us losing our closeness.
Lorne, you are a selfish
person.
Like it.
I don't like us losing our closeness. I don't like it at all.
Lorne,
I've never been this close to anybody in a long time.
Lorne, you've never met me. Why, Lorne? You've never even met me.
No, but look how much time we've spent together on the phone.
Okay, yeah, we've spent a lot of time on the phone, but
we've gotten folks.
Lorne, you've never met me.
Does that matter?
Yeah, it matters, Lorne. You've never met me.
Okay, well, we've never been face-to-face. But we've certainly been on the phone with each other a lot. So obviously, we must enjoy each other.
Lorne, I've already told you I enjoy talking to you sometimes, but you've never met me, and you're putting too many demands for someone you've never met. I mean, it's just plain and simple.
But, no more than what I always have.
But, Lorne, the fact of the matter is...
The demands is just wanting you to be there.
All day, every day on the phone with you. The fact of the matter is that my life is changing in many good ways, mostly in good ways. Now, yesterday, the day before that, with the knee, wasn't a good way. But, I mean... How is your life changing from any different than what I've already known? How's my life changing? I'm getting more involved in my job. Things are going very up for my company. I'm getting more and more friends. Just things... What? I get close, so I get shut up more and more. Lorne, I am living my life. I'm living my life too, but I'm living my life too, but I'm not shutting you out. But Lorne, ever since I lost my job, you've been shutting me out more and more. Lorne, I have not been shutting you out more and more because you lost your job. In fact, if anything, I've been talking on the phone with you more. But I'm traveling. My life is changing in wonderful ways.
my life is starting to change around in better ways again, too. But still, we used to spend a lot of time on the phone all day.
And so I guess
I don't have a job and I'm not driving, so you're not on the phone with me. Huh?
Lorne, if I go back through my call records, I would be astounded at how much I've talked to you, because literally 8 hours some days, 9 hours some days.
Yeah, and not since I've been driving.
Most days. And because I go on a vacation, which there's more of those that are going to come up once my knees heal. So I go on a vacation, you throw a tantrum. I have a day where I help a friend, you throw a tantrum. I have a day where I injure my knee, you throw a tantrum. Lorne, you are very, I can honestly say I've never met anybody as selfish as you. I can honestly say that.
I'm not selfish money-wise.
Lorne, you don't have any money, so I mean, I don't know what that's... What?
I'm just selfish with people that I care about.
Lorne, but you're selfish, but it's also controlling and possessive. And those are not good qualities in anyone. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like.
It's not controlling that I'm trying to be. It's just trying to get you to think of me when...
You're also very clingy.
Huh?
I said, you're also very clingy.
Yeah, that I am.
I mean, and those are not healthy. Those are not healthy. Those are not, like, attractive or flattering qualities. Like, they aren't.
They're not meant to be any of them. But it's not an intentional thing. It's just I think about you all the time. Obviously, I have more my feelings than you do with me.
I mean, that's obvious, but Lorne, what I'm saying is that, like, I mean, it's almost like you are never satisfied with what you get. You get 5 hours on the phone one day, and then because the following work day, I spend helping a friend, you explode. I mean, what? Like, I mean, you get literally down near 45 hours on the phone a week, and that's not enough for you.
Not anymore, I don't.
What?
Not anymore, I don't.
Lorne, for the past week, I don't know how that's not anymore, but in a week?
When I was driving truck, I did.
Lorne, I've talked to you more since you've been fired than since...
No, we have not.
Lorne, you sit at your house every day. I don't know what you're doing, but you sit at your house every day and you talk to me on the phone all day while I'm doing things that I need to do.
I don't sit in my house.
I mean, Lorne, I don't know what you do, but I do know that you are always on the phone. And I'll be on the phone, but I mean, I'm doing other stuff as well. I mean, I've never met anybody that's selfish. What?
I just want to know that you're not shutting me out intentionally and freaking the same thing hasn't happened to me that happened before.
Lorne, if I were shutting you out, first of all, if I were shutting you out, I would block you. Like, I mean, I don't think you realize how easy it is for me to block somebody with my phone. It would take me less than 3 seconds.
You didn't need to do that yesterday. You blocked me out anyway.
Lorne, again, you are not my top priority.
No, but she would have left me a message telling me I have
Lauren,
to take care of this stuff. Just let's talk tomorrow.
Again,
so I can
Lorne.
get this stuff taken care of. Saying it only takes a few words.
Again, Lorne, when I have parents and family and other people who are in my life who are concerned about what's going on and who I'm having to repeat for each one of them what's going on, getting a wheelchair, getting food because I'm going to be by myself for a half day today, getting different things like that I needed, getting crutches. When I have those things going on, and you already know that I have an injury, it's not like, and you can't even say, oh, well, I didn't know what was going on. I told you in the morning. I told you I had a serious knee injury, and I told you what happened, or I told you how it happened.
I know.
And I told you that I had a doctor's appointment. That is all that you needed to know.
I texted you.
But Lorne, that's all that you needed to know. You didn't need, I didn't need to go into detail or about anything. I didn't need to do any of that because you knew what was happening. There's nothing you could do. There was literally nothing that you could do. You knew what happened. You knew how it happened. You knew when it happened. You knew what I was going to do about it. That's all that you needed to know.
I was just worried not knowing.
You weren't worried. You weren't worried because you sent me messages like, gee, happy you wanted to talk to me today. Amazing. Completely ignored me today.
Well,
I feel so special.
How do you want me to feel?
Lorne, first of all, I didn't care. I was worried about my knee. Yeah, I was worried about my knee. So how you felt was not important. But how I would have felt in that situation. Lorne, how a well-adjusted person would feel in that situation, they'd feel, okay, she had a knee injury. I'm really sorry about that. I hope she's feeling better. When she messages me, again, I'll say such and such to her. And hopefully things are going well. But that's not what goes through your mind. What goes through your mind is, well, we didn't talk today.
Sorry, that it means a lot to talk to you. What do you want me to say?
Lorne, it would be nice if you stopped this. If literally I didn't get messages like this. Again, I said hello to you. I told you what happened, that I injured my knee. I told you when it happened. It happened last night. I told you how it happened. I was jogging in place, and I heard and felt a loud crack, and I can't even put weight on it. And then I told you that I have a doctor's appointment at 3, and I told you that I called out of work. I don't know what else needs to be said. I don't know why you called me so many times yesterday. I don't know what else, and I really don't know what else needs to be said when that's what's going on.
I called you 4 times yesterday.
Yeah, you called me 4 times yesterday, and I was with my family.
And I didn't know you were with your family.
You knew I couldn't put weight on my knee. Did you think that I was going to, jog to the doctor's office?
What you said you couldn't put much weight on it. So I asked you if you were working. I didn't know if you were still working or not, because I knew that you didn't have to get out of the car all the time. I didn't know you were with your family.
Lorne, if I can't put much weight on my knee, and I call it out, how on earth?
And I wasn't thinking it was your knee. I was thinking it was your ankle.
Okay, Lorne, what you were thinking is irrelevant, because nowhere did I say my ankle. I've never...
No, you said your leg.
I didn't say my leg. I didn't even use the word leg. I said knee. I injured my knee last night. I'm looking at it. I injured my knee last night. I did not say leg. I didn't say ankle. I didn't say foot. I didn't say toenail. I didn't say eye socket. I didn't say ear. I said my knee. I don't know how I got ankle.
I don't know how I got ankle.
Well, I don't either, but it has nothing to do with me because I never said anything about an ankle.
Somehow it ain't stuck in my head.
Yeah, you got a lot of things stuck in your head. And the fact of the matter is that this garbage that you sent me last night, it just makes no sense.
I was worried about us losing the closeness that we've had.
Yeah, and you know what?
It really concerns me.
And I'm worried about being barely a quarter of the way through my life and having arthritis and knee problems, okay? There's a huge difference between our worries. You're worried about someone who you've never even met not talking to you on the phone, and I'm worried about my physical body and how, being at the age I am right now, how this could affect me for the rest of my life or down the road, okay? And that is a way more important priority than you.
Listen to what I'm saying. Because we have never met, because you keep saying this.
Wait, say again, I didn't hear you.
You keep saying this, because we have never met. Just because we have never met face to face, does that make you into more of a different person than what you show me you are?
Lorne, I am the same person, but the fact of the matter is okay, then I'll rephrase it.
It doesn't matter that we haven't been face to face.
Okay, then I'll rephrase it. I have never met you. And even if I had, my knee still takes both of my knees because they're both injured. They
should be more of a priority.
Okay, so then you would understand.
I agree with you.
Okay, so then you should understand why sitting on the phone with you or going back and forth in text messages with you was not a priority at all for me yesterday. After I told you what happened yesterday afternoon, then you should understand.
I do understand that. I just wish you would have said something to me so I didn't...
Lorne, I did say something to you. Lorne, I messaged you yesterday afternoon telling you what had happened and what I was going to try to do about it. I messaged you everything you needed to know. I don't see what more that there is that I could have done. I mean, this is mind-boggling, really. I mean, it would be funny if I was watching it on TV.
If you would have just told me I had to take care of this stuff from her, and let's talk about it tomorrow.
I told you
fine the rest of the day.
Lorne.
She left me hanging again.
Lorne, I did not leave you hanging. I told you. I don't...
Yeah, but when you asked me to text, you only sent me 2 texts.
You're a liar again. You're a liar again because I sent you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 text messages yesterday.
No, I only got 2.
Lorne, you are a liar again. You got
bullshit I am. I know them all now.
Okay.
You asked me to please text, and I text. So, yeah, maybe there was 3. There might have been 3.
No, Lorne, it was 6. And I'm going to read them back to you so that you know that it was 6. And I can even send you a screenshot. I don't know if you'd be able to see it on your flip phone, but I can send you a screenshot. This is exactly what was said yesterday. You called me, and then I said, I'm busy at the moment, please text me. And then you said good morning. And that was at 11:05. And I said, hey, guess what? You said what? I said, I injured my knee last night, sad face. You said, I'm sorry, how did you do that? I said, I was lightly jogging in place, and I heard and felt a loud crack. Since then, I can't put much weight on it. You said, you broke it. Did you see the doctor? Are you home now? I said, I'm not sure, but I have a doctor's appointment at 3. You said, are you working now? I said, no, I called out. That is 6 messages.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
right. I'm sorry.
Again, you are a liar. We've established that.
I didn't lie. I just forgot that there was
you conveniently forgot. You conveniently forgot.
All right, so I'm not perfect. That's obvious.
You're far from it. I mean, but there's a lot in between perfect and you, okay?
Yeah, I know. You pointed out a lot that I'm not perfect.
Lorne, I don't point it out that you're not perfect. You use that word. But what I'm saying, Lorne, but what I'm saying, first of all, no one is perfect. That's thing 1.
I know that.
Thing 2, there is a lot between perfect and you. There's a whole lot of stuff in between there.
No, I know it. But at least I'm
As
working
I was
on it.
saying, I said everything that needed to be said yesterday. I didn't leave you hanging.
And, what was the next question I asked you?
You said that you have to see your therapist, and then somehow ankle came up, and you asked if I put ice on my ankle.
And what was your answer?
I didn't respond.
There you go.
I didn't respond. First of all, it's not important if I put ice on my ankle.
Did you respond the rest of the day?
No, I didn't. And you know why? Because I had a knee injury, and around noon is the time that things started happening. Around noon is the time that I started getting involved and getting in touch with family and with actual people who are here around me, and things started happening as far as me getting a wheelchair, as far as me going to the doctor, as far as me getting food. Things.
I'm sorry, because you used to tell me things. You used to keep me updated.
Lorne, I did update you. I don't know what more. Lorne, there is nothing, first of all, there's nothing you could do from Maine to help me. There's nothing at all. Okay? That being the case, I needed to focus yesterday on people who were helping me and who could help me and make sure that they were up to date. And that includes...
I didn't even know that your family was there.
I told you that earlier. I told you that earlier today. And honestly, I don't know how you would have expected me... I really don't know how you would have expected me to go to the doctor on my own.
Well, all I had in my mind was ankle. For some reason, that ankle popped in my mind. That's why I asked you if you broke it.
Lorne, okay, you have a lot of things in your mind, but there was no reason for you to have ankle in your mind because I never said ankle. But let's just go with that, okay? I had an ankle injury. I didn't, but let's just go with that. Okay, it's still a joint in my body that is important to the function of your body and legs.
I know.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter if it was my ankle. It doesn't matter if it was my knee. It doesn't matter if it was my hip. It doesn't matter if it was the glands in my underarm that were preventing me from lifting my arm. The fact of the matter is that I had traumatic injury and I needed help from my family, from my friends, and I got it. And no, messaging back and forth with you was not a priority. I made sure that you knew what happened, that you knew when it happened, that you knew what I was going to do about it. I made sure that the important things you were aware of. But was I going to text back and forth with you about whether I put ankle or put ice on my ankle or anything like that? No, Lorne. Because if I
didn't know that your family was there.
Okay,
I didn't
Lorne,
know anything. I thought you were at home alone.
Lorne, why would I be... Lorne, as many people as I have in my life, why would I be home alone?
I don't know. Because you're independent and you don't need everybody for anything. So that's all I was thinking.
Lorne.
Independent as she is, she probably told people not to come around to help her.
I told people not to come around to help me. Like, are you even listening to what's coming out of your mouth?
Yeah, because I said, as independent as you are, that's probably what you told them.
As independent as I am, I told people not to help me. Because what?
Mom does that.
Okay, I'm not your mom. And second of all, if I
No kidding, but you're also independent. And I know what you do when you're independent.
If I can't put weight on... Okay, well then let's go with that. Okay, I'm so
you
independent.
You said you couldn't put much weight on it.
Okay.
So I was like, she must be home by herself. That's what I was thinking. I'm sorry. Once again, I was wrong again.
Since that's your idea, then let's go with that. So...
let's not go with that because that's obviously not what happened.
So you decided that as I was saying, so you decided that I'm so independent that even though I can't put weight on my ankle, or now I'm saying ankle, that even though I can't put weight on my knee, that I decided to have everybody stay home or to not help me. Okay, so that would mean what? That would mean that I'm here by myself in my place, struggling to get around and stumbling around and probably crawling around. And if that was the case...
Put much weight on.
Okay, as I said, if that was the case, Why would you think that I would be available to text back and forth at you? If I was by myself, I would have to be struggling to do things for myself. Therefore, why would I even be going back and forth in messages with you?
I really don't want to text you.
Lorne, I said text me so that I could tell you what happened. I sent you an automatic text message that said, I'm busy at the moment, please text me. Because at that point, I was going through, not the phone book, but through Google, looking for freaking doctors to see. And I said, I'm busy at the moment, please text me. And you said...
I thought you already had a doctor for your knee.
First of all...
You've had knee therapy for a long time.
First of all, the one who I saw last time was incompetent. That's why it's still not healed.
Oh.
So I went to see an orthopedic doctor. But, Lorne, all of that is not important. What is important is the fact that yet again, I have something that takes precedence over you, and yet again, you throw a tantrum and send me a bunch of nasty messages.
They weren't nasty. They were just self-centered.
Off-centered?
Self-centered.
Okay, so they weren't nasty, they were off-centered. Since we're going to play the thesaurus game...
I said I didn't say off-centered, I said self-centered.
Yes, they are self-centered. That's what you are. You are very selfish. That's exactly how you are.
I don't mean to do that.
Lorne, but you do it, and you know you do something, and you know that you do it. You're aware of it.
I know, you're right. You're working on that now.
Lorne.
Still.
Lorne. This is how you are, and you've made no effort to change it. Because somewhere in your mind, you still think you're right. I don't know why, but somewhere in your mind, you think that I left you hanging because I didn't message back and forth with you all day after I had a traumatic knee injury.
No, that's not how I am. This is how I am after crap that I've been through. It's
what, selfish and self-centered? I mean, no, I can't imagine what it would be like.
No, it's not that. No, listen, it's not that. It's because of all the stuff you already know about that I've already told you. There's second guess people.
Lorne, but here's the thing.
I know you haven't given me any reason to second guess you. I know. It's just hard to get out of it after.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard these excuses before. But here's the thing, though. Anyone who didn't want to talk to you, especially me, I have no problem blocking people. I have blocked numerous people from my Facebook account, from my phone, from my life. I have no problem doing that. I mean, and the garbage that I received yesterday was just nasty. I mean, it was nasty, and what made it nastier is that you knew I was dealing with something.
I see that. I can explain it to you, but why I do that.
Somewhere in your mind, you still think I left you hanging because I didn't message back and forth with you all day.
Yeah, and that's because up for the man to Jane.
Yeah, you know what? You can't even blame
her. Huh?
You can't even blame her for how you are. This whole thing.
Oh no, I can blame her. And I do blame her especially.
Lorne, there is not a person out here who has not been burned by love or scarred or heartbroken or anything. There is not a person out here on this planet. There's not an adult who's over 22 I mean, and you can even go younger than that. There's not a person out here who has not had their heart broken by someone who they liked, including me. So the fact of the matter is that is.
I don't want it to happen to me again.
But it's funny because you do the exact things that you say you don't want to happen to you. That's thing one. And thing two.
I stopped doing it.
And thing two, as I was saying, and thing two.
Because I've seen how you are. That made me stop doing it.
Lorne, honestly, I mean, if dating girls from the internet is so tough for you, why don't you date someone who lives by you? I mean, because, like, why bring this drama and nonsense into people who...
They're honest?
Well, and to people you've never met before. I mean, if you were dating someone who...
You're the only one that's been honest.
As I was saying, if you were dating someone who lives in Maine, you could probably keep them on a leash. You could give them a curfew. You could make, you could drive by their job. I mean, you'd be able to know for a fact that everything they say is honest. Well, Lorne, that's what a real life relationship with you looks like. A relationship when you are in person. That's what it looks like.
No, it is. That's not what it is.
That is exactly what it looks like, Lorne.
That's not what it is.
Lorne, you try to keep me on my phone all day. So that even when I have a knee injury, and then when you don't get that, you blow up. There is no way that if I, let's say, had a knee injury or something, and I was living in Maine, and I went to stay with my parents or a friend of mine, and I wasn't responding back to you, and that person lived a mile, 2 miles, even 4 miles or 5 miles, and let's say you had a vehicle that actually runs, there is no way you would not be driving by to make sure that I'm there. There's just no way.
You want me to argue with it?
What?
You want me to argue with it?
Lorne, you can say what you want, but the fact is that your behavior...
That's the thing. I can say what I want, but you're not going to believe me.
Your behavior suggests otherwise, Lorne. Lorne, you have never...
That's because we haven't been face-to-face yet, because I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Lorne, you have never even met me, but yet you're so obsessed with me that when I don't message back and forth with you all day on the day that the day after, I have a serious injury, you're freaking out and calling me constantly and messaging me constantly. But yet I'm supposed to believe that you are so well adjusted that if I was living, let's say I was already from Maine, right, and I was staying with my mom for a few days, and I was not answering my phone, I'm supposed to believe that you're just going to be just cool with that. Yeah, okay, yeah, she's with her mom. Lorne, you have shown not one tiny iota of that much self-awareness.
I don't want you to be a lie. That's what I'm so worried about.
Lorne, not wanting me to be a lie and messaging me constantly like that after you knew that I had a traumatic injury just the night before are two different things. And that's why I said...
Well, I know it's two different things, but it goes right back to the Amanda James stuff. Her emails, her instant messenger wasn't working, so we had the email back and forth. Huh?
And how long are you going to use that?
Because that's part of what's stuck in my head. Okay. I'm trying to get it out of there. I'm trying to get it out of there, but not everybody's like that.
Okay, well then, like I said, maybe it would be easier for you if you dated someone who was in Maine, and that way you could have them on a ball and chain. You would know that they are... you would know that there is real...
I don't want them on a balance chain. I just want to know that they're honest with me.
Well, okay. You might not get that unless you date someone in Maine. And even then, I mean, I genuinely feel sorry for them because you do this, but you'd be in person doing this.
No, I wouldn't do it. As long as I know they're honest with me, I don't have the problem.
Lorne, but the fact of the matter is that them being honest with you.
The fact of the matter is, they're looking for honesty.
That idea is completely subjective to what your mind makes it at the time. So you could, so for instance, you could have a girlfriend who lived in Maine, who you knew. Let's say she had never had a boyfriend. And let's say she worked at her parents' restaurant or something, and she had a schedule where she gets up in the morning at 7, she's out the door by 8, she's at the restaurant by 8:30, and 8:30 a.m., and she's home. She works the early shift. She's home by, let's say, 4:30. She hangs out with you all evening, and then she goes to bed. She gets up and she does it again, and on the weekend she reads, and she talks to her grandmother on the phone. Now, you could find that, right? And that could be the situation and how things go for 4 months, right? But the one day that let's say she has a new coworker, and she says that she wants to hang out with her coworker. She goes hanging out with her coworker. Your mind begins to run, and you start thinking, well, is this a guy?
It does. Well, it does.
Well, okay,
I'm going to say it doesn't.
Then being in person, well, then you've just proven it. Being in person doesn't do shit because you have a girl who's in person. Here she is. She's already proven that she's devoted to you because she's home every freaking night. In fact, by 4:30, she is home. But then let's say if
somebody that's honest with me, then I know they're going to cheat on me.
But okay, but
lie to me about shit. I don't have a problem with that at all.
But the fact of the matter is, you just said that your mind would begin to run wild. So your mind begins to run wild.
Yeah, if I was questioning about someone, then
because she has a new coworker who she's going to go hang out with after work. Even though every single day for 4 months, she's been home with you after work. She has a coworker who she clicks with, and she wants to go hang out with her. You wonder if, this might be a guy. And Lorne, the fact of the matter is, okay, so she says she's going to, let's say she says she's going to dinner with the girl. Your mind begins to run wild. There is no way in hell that you sit at home with a mind wandering. You go drive by the restaurant that she says she's going to. You very well might wait outside and to see if she comes out with a guy or a girl.
You ever see the show Cheaters?
And then Lorne, I'm not talking about that, but yes, I have seen that show. And then she comes out, and then she comes out of the restaurant giggling with a girl, and she sees you. I mean, Lorne, there is no scenario in which a woman is not kept on a ball and chain if she's with you. Whether it's I'm hundreds of miles away, and you try to keep me on a ball and chain. If you had someone who lived with you, I can't imagine.
No. What's the woo for? Okay.
I just said woo because I'm just thinking about this whole thing.
You're thinking too hard. Why would I want to live someone that I don't trust?
Lorne, but see, here's the thing. With you, trust is relative. No, it's not that. It's relative.
Oh, it is.
It's relative because here's the thing.
It's no different with me than it is with you. Trust is earned.
Oh, earned.
With
anybody, trust is earned, but it's also relative because here's the thing. It depends on the situation, not the person, but the situation. For instance, now, most women.
Okay, for instance, let me give you a for instance.
Okay, give me a for instance.
Okay, For instance, if you would have sent me a message saying that I'm with my family and we have to go to the hospital, I can't talk, but I'll message you later and let you know what happened, or message you tomorrow morning. I would have been fine.
Again,
I would have been fine the rest of the day because I would have known. Okay, somebody's taking care of her, and she's not alone. She obviously can't talk because she's busy doing this stuff.
Lorne, I told you.
That's when I would have thought that. Huh?
Lorne, I told you that stuff in the afternoon at 11 o'clock. And I messaged back and forth with you for almost an hour. What?
You didn't tell me you were with your family.
Lorne.
I thought you were alone.
Lorne, did you need to know if I was with my family? The fact of the matter...
I needed to know that you were all right.
I wasn't. I had a traumatic knee injury. I told you that. The fact of the matter is, I told you literally everything that you needed to know yesterday. I told you everything that you needed to know. Absolutely everything. I told you what happened. I told you when it happened. I told you how it happened. I told you one of the effects of it. The only thing I didn't mention was the excruciating pain I was in, but I told you that I couldn't even put weight on it. I told you that I had a doctor's appointment. And I told you I was not working. I don't see why or how you needed to know what I was doing with my family, where I was.
I didn't. That's not what I was saying.
You just said that I should have told you that my family.
All I had to do was say somebody, my family's here, helping me get stuff done, and can we talk tomorrow morning?
Lorne.
I would have been fine.
Lorne, first of all, I didn't know.
Why don't you try that and see
Lorne,
how?
No, don't tell me what to try. Because what I did was
I'm not telling you to try. I'm asking you, why don't you try that and then see how I react.
Lorne.
It's nothing but a few words that
Lorne, I gave you
makes me feel better.
Lorne, I told you that I had an injury. I told you what I was doing. I told you those things. I don't have all day. I was not going to sit back and forth and message with you. For one thing, because it doesn't stop. And for the other thing is because I had important things that I needed to take care of yesterday.
It doesn't stop, but if you say, can we message tomorrow morning? I think tomorrow morning, or tomorrow morning. It wouldn't stop. I wouldn't have had anything more to say.
First of all, Lorne, I didn't know.
I wasn't hung around waiting for a message back from you.
Don't do that anyway.
I do. I do because I don't like leaving you hanging.
Lorne, it's not leaving me hanging. I had an injury. I needed to take care of it.
Yeah, but it feels like I'm leaving you hanging if I do that.
Lorne.
I don't do that.
Lorne. These messages that I got yesterday and this morning were nasty and they were unnecessary. The fact of the matter is that you knew I had an injury. You knew I was going to the doctor. You knew that I had important things to take care of. And yet you leave these messages. Yet you message me repeatedly. And now you're saying, well, I should have said this, or I should have also added that. What?
I must be getting better because I'm sure that's not as long as what they used to be.
What?
Well, I must be getting better because I'm sure messages aren't getting as long as what they used to be.
Aren't what they used to be?
I've been as long or as many as what they used to be.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why. You have a flip phone with no keyboard.
So,
Lorne, you and I both know. Lorne. You and I both know that if you had a rapid-fire keyboard like you used to have on your old phone, that I would have gotten way more messages like this, way more messages the times that you've gotten drunk, way more messages. You and I both know that.
My thumb is used to this thing now. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, your thumb might be used to it, but it is still no way near as fast as a keyboard. So stop pretending like you're getting better. Stop pretending like you're getting better or like you're improving.
I'm telling you I am getting better. I'm telling you that I am getting better.
How is getting better? How is harassing me when I have a knee injury getting better? How is that getting better?
I'm not doing it as much. I'm not doing it as often.
You're not doing it as much. You're not doing it as often. This is as often as you ever would have done it.
No, I'm not either.
This is...
I used to do it a lot.
Lorne, this is you sober, but harassing me. This is what you, not drunk, but angry, looks like. Several messages in a row, you getting angry. The only difference is that, obviously, since you don't have a keyboard, you can't type as fast. And you weren't drunk, so I wasn't being called a bitch, a whore, and a slut, and a piece of shit, and an asshole. That's the difference.
I stopped doing that, too. You gotta stop doing that, too. Obviously, you're changing. Must be finding some trust in there, so I'm getting better.
I mean, one could argue that that's something that no one should ever done. I mean, I mean, friends of mine who you claim to love me more than you've loved anybody else, and yet you call me those things. I have friends of mine who I don't claim to love more than anybody else, and when I've been angry at them, I've never used those kinds of words.
Well, I guess part of it scares me because I do love you so much.
Well,
that does scare me.
Lorne, the behavior...
I love you and tell you it doesn't, because it does.
Your words say love, but your behavior doesn't. And that's where the problem is.
It's a protection thing.
Well, you're not protecting me.
Oh, I was trying to protect myself.
From what? And that's why I said things.
From getting hurt.
Then, Lorne, that's why I said, I mean, if this is, like, so stressful for you, then maybe you should be with someone who's in Maine. You would be able to track them. The fact of the matter is that the exact thing...
It's not that I need to track them. I need to trust.
But here's the thing, though. There is no you without doing those things, because it's right there, easily available for you to do. You drove drunk to get beer. You think that let me say this. You drove drunk to get beer. The whole night you were accusing me of sleeping with different people and all this other stuff, right? And you were angry about that, and you were manifesting these things in your head. I'm supposed to believe that you'd drive drunk to get beer, but that you wouldn't drive drunk to drive past my friend's house, my mother's house, my dog's house, to see where I was if I lived in Maine. I mean, the signs are all there. It's circumstantial evidence, but it's evidence of things that you would do. And we both know
things that I would do, because if you or I were face to face and we were living with each other, even if we weren't living with each other, I can get a trust in you that I haven't been able to have in a long time. A lot of it scares me because I'm worried about getting hurt and you not being on that pedestal.
But here's the thing, though. The idea of me, or honestly any other girl, living with you, it does frighten me. And I'm going to tell you why. Because these things don't stop. They escalate. And this love that you say that you have for me, if I was there, you would say it's even stronger, and therefore you would be even more possessive and even more controlling and even more...
No. I disagree with it.
What?
I disagree with that.
Lorne, you can disagree all you want, but the fact of the matter is that you've proven it, though. You've proven it.
No, what I've proven is what happened to me is I just need somebody that wasn't going to hurt me.
But here's the thing, Lorne.
I'm not perfect.
Lorne, let's stop using
I'm so far from perfect. I'm so far from perfect. It's pathetic. All I want is somebody that I can trust, that I know is not going to hurt me.
Lorne. Let's stop using the P word, okay? Because the fact of the matter is that no one is perfect, but I can give you examples of a lot of boyfriends that my friends have had and even that I have had who weren't perfect, but who are good guys who don't make women feel threatened and like they're under control.
I don't want to make you feel that way. I don't want to be left out of.
Like, I mean, the fact of the matter is, Lorne, is that anyone who's around you is going to feel that way, especially, I mean, I genuinely do, and this is something that you really need to think about, because I can't tell the future, but one thing that I think is that if you end up with a girl who lives in Maine or something like that, no matter who it is, I don't see how it's a safe situation for her, because what would happen is that you would make her your entire world. You'd make this girl your entire world. And the moment that something happened that was out of the ordinary, you would start wondering, checking up on her. And I mean, that's just such dangerous behavior and unhealthy behavior.
And would I be completely wrong? You said you've seen the show Cheaters.
Lorne, I've seen the show Cheaters. People sometimes cheat. That's what happens. You have done it to me.
I had red flags with freaking Amanda James and Paula, too.
And there have been red flags with you because you have had your online conquests since knowing me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've seen the show Cheaters, but the fact of the matter is that you... well then, Lorne, if because we've established that you are a cheater, you have those behaviors, you have done those things yourself since knowing me and probably other people who you've known. You have done those things. But if dating and if being with women is so difficult that you either are going to be obsessed with them and constantly worried that they're cheating, maybe don't date. Maybe just be with yourself.
I'm not going to the guys.
And Lorne, I didn't say that.
I know.
I didn't say that either. But maybe just be with yourself.
No, why would I want to be with myself? I want to be with you.
Well, but Lorne, the thing is that
I know it's taking work. I'm sorry that I'm such a piece of work. But in the end, there's a lot of other things to say. I know it.
I mean, I'm not trying to make you feel like shit. I'm trying to legitimately help you because
I know.
The things that I'm seeing in you are toxic. And honestly,
without you pointing out the things that I do wrong, I wouldn't be able to see them.
Lorne, I feel sorry for a woman who is in Maine who gets involved with you because I can only imagine what she's going to go through. I can only imagine.
Different person.
Lorne, I genuinely, I can only imagine. And I mean, you know, I've said this. What?
He almost stung me.
And the sad thing is that I don't see what she's getting out of it. I mean, you see all sorts of, like, celebrities. In fact, I was just watching a case yesterday where a girl who was dating an MMA fighter, he beat the fuck out of her, and now he's in jail where he belongs for a long-ass time. But, I mean, you see all these cases where these sports stars beat the fuck out of their women, and all these cases. Can I finish? And they're controlling, and they're possessive and all this. And at the end of the day, it's like no woman should have to deal with that. I don't care what she did, what she thinks. There's no way. And you look at it and you're like, you can say, well, I mean, she had a fucked up relationship with this guy, but at least she was driving Bentleys while she was doing it. At least she was living in a mansion. I mean, you say that as it's like a consolation prize. Okay, you know, she dealt with this horrible, horrible person, but at least while she was dealing with them, at least she was well taken care of. But I mean, it's like with you, I can't even say that. Like, I mean, if you were dating a girl in Maine, when she's dealing with this stuff, I can't even say, well, at least there's this consolation prize, because I don't even see what it would be.
It would be a good guy.
Lorne, how is it a good guy when you're doing this stuff?
At least I talk to you. At least I talk to you about stuff.
Lorne, that's funny.
At least I listen to you.
Lorne, how is it you don't listen to me because you thought I had injured my ankle when I injured my knee?
I don't know. I do listen to you. I probably read it, but all I could think for some reason was your ankle.
Lorne, how is it a good guy when I'm getting all these messages after having a knee injury?
Am I a bad guy?
Lorne, I don't know what you are.
Oh, boy.
Look at what you've given me to work with.
I know. I didn't say I'm not for that.
I mean, Lorne, okay, then let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Be honest, because, I mean, I think the answer's obvious. But let me ask you a question, okay?
All right.
Let's say that my mom knew nothing about you, which she doesn't. But let's say that, okay, so she knows nothing about me. You and I started talking in December, November, something like that. She knows nothing about you. Let's say that my mom, and it's not hard to imagine her doing this, was going through my phone. That's my mom. I wouldn't be surprised if she did. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did. And she sees you in my phone. Let's say you're listed as under my boyfriend. Let's say I have, like, instead of your name, I just have my boyfriend. And she sees and she reads every single text message that you have ever sent me. Now, she doesn't know about your criminal history. She doesn't know about you were on To Catch a Predator. She doesn't know that you tried to solicit sex from a minor. She doesn't know you're a registered sex offender. She doesn't know anything about you. Not even how you look. Not even your age. All she knows is those text messages. Do you think she'd think I was with a good guy?
Well, probably not.
Let's say that she knew everything about you that I know. Everything that I have seen. The text messages, the criminal background and everything. The actual voicemails that you've left me. Do you think she'd think I was with a good guy?
No. I know what you're saying. Mom's coming on. Hang on. I'm here, Mother dear. I don't know why I'm getting it. It's going to take him 30 days. That's what it takes. Now, it takes 30 days now. If the administration, they have to approve it, and they get it back. So they can expedite it, but it's still 2 or 3 weeks out. I told them to bill it, but I got to fill the application out. I got to get it up on the flight, saying that he's waiting for me to get it up to continue. It's not borrowed. There ain't no reason borrowed. By that time, I have my friggin' unemployment. I thought they were supposed to bring this afternoon.
Lorne, go spend time with your mom.
I need to be called back, okay?
Yeah, go spend time with your mom.
All right. Bye.